Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been quite an eventful week for the human race, hasn't it? We've had numerous terror attacks around the world. The USA just legalised gay marriage. But the one hot topic that's been on everyone's lips, undoubtedly, the leaked pictures of the Age of Sigmar, the new Warhammer. And it appears that round bases are here, and they're here to stay. Now, when I was first exposed to these images, I was browsing the internet on my phone after I'd just woken up, so I didn't quite get the full picture. So I didn't see the Warhammer logo anywhere on it, first of all. I just saw the miniatures, and the first thought that ran through my head was, oh my god, Privateer Press have finally discovered how to make beautiful miniatures. Then, of course, I scrolled down a bit and saw that it was Warhammer. No offence, of course, to Privateer Press or the people who enjoy their models, I just don't think they're very good, really. But these, on the other hand, I think are quite nice. I can see why some people say there is a bit of a War Machine-y vibe, and why others say there's a little bit of a 40k vibe. But I think some of the 40k vibe is down to the round bases. If you put these on square bases, I'm not saying they would fit in perfectly with the existing fantasy stuff, but I think it would be a lot closer. I think if you put some of your existing fantasy models, particularly the newer ones, that did seem to be changing a little bit. For instance, looking back now at the most recent wave of dwarf releases, thinking about the bulkier, slightly more modern looking, the Iron Drakes, for example, sticking them on round bases, I think they would fit right in with these new models. I think the round bases definitely mess with your mind a little bit, and skew how they appear. When you see something in loose formation on the round bases, it gives a totally different look to the model. So I think they're a little more fantasy-ish than people are giving them credit for, but I can see where they're coming from at the same time. I actually think those Sigmar Knights, or whatever they're going to be called, look incredibly cool. They seem to be very nicely detailed. The poses are nice. Just the whole look of the armour is really good. If this was a War Machine faction, it would be very tempting to get into that game on the back of it. If they were a new flavour of Space Marine, I could see them being very popular for that as well. The fact that these are pretty much going to be the poster boys, if you will, of the new fantasy, it's rubbing quite a few people the wrong way. But the way I would look at it, people are thinking, well, my elves and my human miniatures that I've already got for my fantasy armies are just going to look silly compared to these guys. They don't even look like they exist in the same universe. To them, I would say, in 40k you have Space Marines, but you also have Imperial Guardsmen. So just because these are like the mega beefed up humans doesn't mean there's no place for just your average Joe as well. The Chaos stuff I'm not really sure on. Maybe a little bit crazy and muscular for my liking. And I don't have too much more to say about those. I'd probably have to see them up close or see some nice 360 shots when they put those up on the Games Workshop website. But even right now, the Sigmar miniatures, they look really cool to me. If I hadn't seen any pictures, but still had it confirmed that Warhammer was going to be a skirmish game, with totally different rules, then I would be very hesitant, but seeing these models, it actually pushes me a bit further towards possibly getting into it in the future just on the back of those models, because they're cool. Whether I would dive into it right away is another matter, though. If it is a brand new game system with new rules and a large financial investment required, or even a medium-sized financial investment required, then it is just going to have to get to the back of the queue, or the line, if you will. Because there are a lot of other game systems out there that I'm also checking out, but it's definitely started on the right foot with me. I can imagine myself painting them already, which is rare because painting's usually a bit of a chore for me, but I think I'd quite like to do those. As far as the actual game goes, I haven't got enough information yet. Obviously the round bases and the number of models in the game, and the size of the units, and so on, confirm certain things, but not enough to really make a sound judgment. Really going to have to get more information. I'm going to try to do another in-depth discussion when the next batch of rumours hits. I'm going to try and get Mr. Remington Steele again for another hangout. The first one was fun, people seem to be enjoying watching it, or listening to it. Anyway, I just wanted to give you my initial impressions of these first couple of pictures that we've had. Incidentally, I do like the new logo, actually. That Warhammer Age of Sigmar. I think that looks quite snazzy. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Try and get something a bit more in-depth later on in the week. But for now, Ta-ta, folks.